Okay, so here is my alternate day fasting week 3 update. So this week was a little bit different. I did stick to the alternate day fasting, but I weighed myself this morning and I actually didn't lose any weight over last week, even though I did fast yesterday. So I don't know. Again, like this is just an experiment, so we'll see what happens next week. My theory is that this week was just like a week in my cycle where, I mean, I guess it could be a couple things. Like, I'm thinking it's probably just like the time in my cycle where I tend to hold on to more weight because I'm going to clip in some videos that I took throughout the week of kind of how I was feeling. And one of the days in particular, and the same thing happened this morning after the fast day, I didn't even feel like I had fasted the day before, because normally in the mornings, like, there's just kind of like a different feeling, but I would wake up feeling just completely full and feeling like I hadn't fasted the day before at all. So I don't know if that's just like this week or if maybe my body is like adapting to the fasting, and so it's being like, okay, well, she's gonna starve us, so we're gonna start, burning fat and calories differently. Like, I don't know, but I guess we'll see if there's a difference in any of the body measurements. Honestly, right now, I don't feel like there will be. I don't feel any leaner or smaller, and like I said, my weight hasn't changed, so I guess we'll just see when I do the measurements, and then I guess we'll just see next week. Like, next week, if I do, lose some more weight or lose more inches, then maybe this is just the week in my cycle, and if I don't, maybe alternate day fasting isn't really doing anything for me to lose weight or fat. And then in that case, if I did want to work on my aesthetic, then I would probably need to adjust the types of things that I'm eating, because I've just been doing this without adjusting what I would eat. I just am eating how I normally would on my non-fasting days. And yeah, so if I did want to try to lose weight, then I might need to look at adjusting what I'm eating. And also, I would say the last few days in particular, I've been more hungry than usual. These fasting days were a little bit harder. Last night was by far the hardest night. Like, I wanted to eat at the end of the night so badly, and to be honest, I almost caved, but then I didn't. And there's something I do want to mention just for transparency, I guess. Here's one thing that I noticed specifically last night that I think has been helping me get through the fasting days, and I am like not necessarily recommending this for people, but if you want to try it, you can, because I feel like this has helped me not just in helping me to stick to fasting, but also just getting me in a better routine that's helping me through work and school, and helping me to be able to get up in the morning on time consistently. And that is, I do take sleep aids at night to help me sleep. And so what happened last night was me and my roommate were just kind of like outside talking, and it's been so light outside, we kind of lost track of the time. And normally we'll take our sleeping aids at like 7:30, and so when it gets to be around 8:30 or 9, we're starting to get pretty tired. But we were just kind of outside talking, lost track of time, and so we didn't take them until like 8 or 8:30. And at that point, I was pretty tired and I wasn't really sleepy. And so I don't know if that made it harder for me because I had longer before I was getting tired. And you know, sometimes I'll be hungry, but then I'm like, oh, I'm tired anyway. I'll just go to sleep and I'll eat tomorrow. And so I was doing that mental thing in my head of like, it's fine. You can eat as much as you want tomorrow. But it was definitely more of a struggle last night until I did finally get sleepy and pass out. But I tried like drinking more water and stuff, and it kind of helped. But yeah, it was a little bit tougher last night. So I could see if it would have been late at night on some of those nights and I wasn't sleepy and like all I could think about was food and I wasn't getting sleepy, I could see potentially caving, you know, because maybe I wouldn't be able to sleep because I would just be thinking about food. But because I take the sleep aids, I end up falling asleep, and so, you know, I get tired and it's not on my mind anymore. So I will tell you what I take. It's just over-the-counter stuff. Well, I'll take a Tylenol PM and a melatonin. So it's just like half of the dose of the Tylenol PM. And then like, I think it's a 5 milligram melatonin. And then sometimes, yeah, I think last week I could probably get away with just the one Tylenol PM, but I also throw in a little purple pill. I think it's like a Benadryl. Yeah, it's just this Equate sleep aid. And then the off-brand Tylenol PM. So I take one of each, and I think the normal dose is 2, so I just take one of each. But I think it's actually, is it the same thing? Yeah, so the sleep aid in this is the diphenhydramine, and then this is just the diphenhydramine, and it's 25 milligrams, so basically I'm just taking like one dose, but I'm splitting it between these two. I don't know why. And then one of these melatonin, and I've been doing that for about, oh geez, I guess it's been a long time that I've just been taking the Tylenol PM, because for a long time, for like a year, I would just take one Tylenol PM at night, and I don't know why I started taking more stuff. I could probably just get away with the one Tylenol PM, but yeah, I mean, I definitely noticed it last night, and it was that. So I don't know if it would have been harder one way or the other, but last night I definitely like took that stuff later, and I did notice it was more of a struggle. So not saying to drug yourself every night, but I think maybe it has helped me on those fasting days, especially since I tend to get hungry at night. So just want to be transparent and put that out there, that that's something else that I've been doing that may have influenced my ability to fast on some nights. But I guess I will just get into the measurements. So no weight change, but we'll see if any of the measurements changed. Okay, so like the previous weeks, I'm going to start like showing in my leggings that I normally wear like every day. They feel about the same to me, so I don't know that I've lost any weight, but I mean, they do feel looser than when I first started a couple weeks ago, but again, I guess we'll just see. So here's how I look kind of like in my leggings. I think it looks about the same as usual. There we go, pushing it out. There's that, and now I'll get in my underwear and take my measurements to see. Okay, so I feel like I look exactly the same, maybe even a little bit bigger this week, so I guess we'll see. So here's how I look. All right, so there is that. Now, the moment of truth, which I don't expect anything right now. So last week, the lower part of my chest was 32.5 inches. So let's see what that is now. I can't see. Oh. Let's make sure I've got it right. What is that? Oh, that looks like it's at 32. So maybe I did lose like 1/2 inch there. Okay, and then around here it was 36 3/4 is what I have down. So going across here. This looks bigger. Did I have that right? Okay, so right now this is looking like 37. Maybe I measured it wrong last time. Okay, no, it's about the same. 36 3/4 or 30. Yeah, it's probably, I think this is the same. So maybe lost a little bit around like maybe my back here, which I actually did feel like this was going down a little bit, like the normal amount of like fat that I have there. So okay, maybe I did lose a little bit there. Okay, my waist, and I'm not gonna do my arms or calves. Like I don't feel like I'm gonna see that much of a difference in those without really like working out too much. Last week, this was 35. Okay, wait, I did lose. So this is definitely, let me make sure. Okay, so this is like 34 3/4. So maybe just like a little bit. I mean, if anything, I didn't gain here. So I'll go with 35 3/4 right there. So it's not bad. And then last week, my hips were 42 3/4. So widest part here. Yeah, I think this is the same. 42 3/4. Somewhere between that and a half. Actually, I mean, I don't want to pull it hard. Yeah, it's somewhere between 42 3/4 and 42.5. So I'll just stick with 42 3/4 and say we didn't really lose any on the hips last week. And then my thigh. Oops. So I got this little crease in my knee, and I'll come up 6 inches and then go around. Oh no, I think my thigh's gotten bigger. Okay, so it's about 22.5. Okay, wait. Oh my god, has my thigh gotten bigger? Maybe it's all those squats I've been doing. Yeah, it's definitely, I have 22 listed last time. This is like 22.5. So I think my thigh has actually gotten bigger. Okay, whatever. So those were the measurements. Maybe a little bit of loss up here. Little bit of loss in my waist. And that's it. So we will, I mean, I'll just see what happens next week. Like I said, this is just an experiment. I'm gonna keep doing it like at least through the rest of the month and just see what happens. But yeah, so I will clip on my clips throughout the week. I think this is going to be a pretty long one because I think I was like talking a little much throughout the week, but if you're interested, feel free to finish watching and see how things were progressing this last week. Okay, so it is Monday, July 4th, 2022, and it's almost 9 o'clock, and I'm just now leaving the gym. So I got to the gym late. I had somehow forgotten that, like, this Monday is July 4th, and so I actually have off work today, so I'm just kind of taking it easy. Looks like a lot of, like, the normal early gym people we're here a little bit later too, because, you know, there's like a handful of people that come to the gym early in the morning at like 5 or 6, and I saw several of them here during this time since I got here at like 8. But anyway, so yeah, so I had like my big blowout on Saturday, and then yesterday I went ahead and fasted. I will say I did get a little bit hungry yesterday, but I mean, I don't know, since I had my mindset that I was fasting, again, I just stuck to it, and I think I'm gonna eat quite a bit today. Like I said, when I first started the fast, I felt like it was a good time to start the fast because I felt like it was a time that my body was wanting to fast, and again, I'm doing this to try to just like pay more attention to things, and you know, I think this may be like a point in my cycle that I'm just hungrier, because like last week, 2 weeks ago, super easy to fast, wasn't even thinking about food, wasn't even super hungry. Again, part of it, I was like thinking, like I think I may have been hungrier last week, but I just didn't notice it as much because I was very busy with work. But now that I've got like the weekend and it's kind of chill and it's a holiday and I'm off, I do feel like I can listen more to my body, and my body is telling me I'm a little hungrier today than I have been. So, I don't know, we'll see. I'll probably go get lunch with my roommate, and then, you know, since I have the day off, I'm probably going to use this day to just kind of plan out the rest of the month, because the month, normally I try to like take a day or two before the end of the month and, you know, kind of come up with, you know, reassess where I'm at, come up with my goals, see how my habits that I'm trying to build are going, and see if I need to readjust that. So I'll probably film a video about that today with my new habit tracker. But yeah, normally I like to do that like before the beginning of the month, but you know, last week was just pretty busy, and so I wasn't able to do that then, so I'm going to do that now. And I think part of that may be to maybe try to plan out some meals. If not, I'm pretty happy right now just tracking them and just becoming aware of what I'm eating, but not too worried about it. So I think for this week I may not plan, but I may start trying to plan a little bit more later on. But I don't know, I'm still losing weight, you know. I've lost on about 2 pounds a week, so we'll see how this happens during this month during this week that I'm feeling a little bit hungrier. And I also, like, it's weird because I have an IUD, so I don't know when my cycle is exactly. So here I'm just trying to figure it out, but I will say, like, I had a little bit of like stomach cramps the other day. And sometimes, like, some months it does seem more like I'm like, okay, yeah, this would have been the time I would be having my period. And other months I just can't tell at all. So, but I'm thinking that might be like what this week would be kind of like my PMS week. So we will see. But I am still, you know, going through my routine today. I did get everything done that I normally do yesterday. I got my steps and did my little workout and everything, but I didn't on Saturday, but that's okay. You know, one day is not gonna just ruin everything. So getting really back in the routine today, and just gonna keep going with it, I guess. I'll try to take clips throughout the day of what I eat and try to keep track of it. Okay, here's the spread for tonight. I'm gonna eat this purple carrot. Then I've got a bunch of fruit again, watermelon, pineapple, this dairy-free yogurt, which is so good. And I've got some oranges. Grab this. I just been feeling like I want to eat sugar today. So I've got the Gatorade, banana, and I've got some hash browns from my freezer in the air fryer. So. So it is Tuesday, July 5th. It's about 6:30 in the morning. Just got done getting my steps and headed home. I ate quite a bit last night, but I actually didn't eat all of what I showed. Like, I think I had 2 or 3 sips of the Gatorade. I had maybe half of the fruit. I did eat all of the purple carrot meal. I didn't eat a whole lot of the hash browns. So I ate quite a bit, but not as much as I had planned. So I may need to adjust in my Fitness Pal because I had just put the whole servings of all of that in there. But I also was quite a bit heavier today, even though I don't feel like I ate that much yesterday. So I don't know. I guess we'll see later on. But yeah, I was feeling pretty tired when I woke up today, but I have this goal of trying to get to the gym earlier, which didn't totally happen today. I mean, I left a little bit earlier, but I want to try to get to the gym earlier, really try to get my routine. Like, I've got a pretty good routine, but I just want to make it better. And one of my major goals is to start working at 8 o'clock. But this is kind of not super related to my dieting. But today is a fast day, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm still feeling full from last night. And so I don't think it should be that hard today. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, so it's Wednesday, July 6th, and it's 7:30 in the morning, so I'm running a little bit late. I was up before 5, but I just laid in bed until like 5:30. And then it was kind of slow getting around, but I feel good. Like, I feel great. It's not that I was like super tired and didn't have energy. I am weighing more than I would like right now, but, well, I don't really care about the weight. What I care more about is like how my clothes feel, how my body feels. But since I'm doing the alternate day fasting, you know, when it's been the day after a fasting day, I would expect my weight to go down, and it's like, it's just up higher this week, and I'm thinking it has to be like my period. And that's what I think is so interesting about this, is just seeing, like, I hope after like a month or two of this that I can notice like cyclical changes in my body, in my moods, in how I feel, in my hunger, things like that. And so, yeah, I think that this week is probably, I feel like if I'm heavier this week, it's maybe more water weight. And I feel like that, like, week before last, I felt like I was getting really lean. I felt like leaner and lighter, I guess, even though the scale wasn't necessarily like lighter. I felt lighter. This week, the last couple days, I felt heavier, if that makes sense. And I think maybe it's just my hormones, maybe I'm holding some water weight, things like that. So I'm predicting, and we'll see if this happens, I'm predicting that like next week I'll probably have like a huge, not huge, but maybe a more dramatic weight loss, and I'll feel lighter because I feel heavy right now. Even though I didn't eat all day yesterday, waking up this morning, I still feel full, like, which is really weird because I don't feel like I did last week after my fast days. Last week, the morning after my fast days, I would feel leaner and lighter. But today is not, like, I do not feel like I fasted yesterday whatsoever today. So, which I did fast. Like, literally all I had was coffee, and then I did a mix of some of the apothecary powder that I got in. And so it's just kind of weird, but we'll see. Like, I'm predicting that, like, starting over the next few days. And yeah, there's also certain times of the month that I find that I'm going to the bathroom more, and like I think there's certain times of the month that my body just flushes all the liquids out of me. Like, I don't know. So here's what I'm going to predict. This is kind of interesting now that I'm paying more attention to it. I'm going to predict coming up within the next couple days, I'm going to have a day where I'm just like going to the bathroom a lot and like just getting all the water out of me, or more of it. And then I'll probably end up like dropping more pounds this day. So we'll see what happens. But that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm feeling great. Like, mentally, I'm feeling good. I'm getting caught up with my work. I had a really productive day yesterday. And so even though I'm running a little bit late, it's still 7:30 in the morning. I'll still get home before 8, and I will have plenty of time to work. I only have one meeting today at 2:30, so I think it should be a good day. And it's an eating day, so I'm probably gonna have sushi for lunch, and I don't know what I'm gonna have for, purple carrot. I'll have my purple carrot and probably a bunch of fruit for dinner, so we'll see how that goes. I just want to clarify real quick, when I say that there's days that I'm going to the bathroom a lot, I'm meaning going pee a lot, not number 2. And it's just, there's been some days that like I remember specifically thinking in my mind, like, why am I peeing so much? Like, I haven't drank that much water. Like, there shouldn't be any reason why I'm peeing this much. And so I'm predicting that maybe one of those days is going to be coming up soon. So that's what I meant by that. Okay, so it is about 11:20 right now, and I'm still not super hungry, which is so crazy because at the end of the night, on my fasting nights, I feel like, oh my gosh, I'm kind of hungry, but it's okay. I'll just wake up in the morning and I can eat, and then I wake up in the morning and I'm not hungry. But I think I will be ready at lunchtime. So actually, Trey went to go grab some sushi, and he had this left over from yesterday. So when he gets back, I'm gonna finish this off, and I think he's getting me my own sushi roll and a salad, so I will have that probably around noon for lunch. And we'll just see if I eat more the rest of the day. So far, I've just had coffee. Okay, we made a mess. Almost finished, but I'm pretty full of sushi right now. But I do think I want something sweet, so I'm gonna have some fruit. Thursday, July 7th, and it's about 6:15 in the morning. So again, I got up before 5, but I just laid in bed and scrolled through TikTok and Instagram. Wasn't feeling extra tired or anything. I actually feel pretty good today, so I'm kind of mad at myself for wasting that time, because I don't know why I didn't just get up and get out the door and get my day started, but it's okay. It's 6:15, still earlier than I used to get up, so still getting it done. I did eat yesterday. I think I ate a decent amount. It's just crazy, like, I don't feel like I'm really eating that much stuff, but the calories just add up so quickly. I mean, people are easily eating 4,000 calories a day. Like, if you go out and eat 1 or 2 fast food meals in addition to lots of snacks and stuff at home, you could easily hit 3,000 calories in a day. I'm sure I was easily hitting 2,500, 3,000, 3,500 calories in a day some days. And so yeah, that's been kind of really eye-opening. It's weird because it's because of the types of food I'm eating. Like I said, I really need to, because there are a lot of foods that are filling that don't have a lot of calories, and that's just not what I've really been eating. I don't know, because I don't feel like I've been eating stuff I just need to look into what I'm actually eating that has a lot of calories, and just see, like, whenever. But for right now, I'm just testing the alternate day fasting alone without really adjusting my diet, just eating what I would on a normal day on my eat days, and not, like, thinking about the calories or anything like that. But yeah, I mean, it's pretty eye-opening when you do start just tracking your regular calories, how many calories you're taking in. But I don't know, like, I'm not gonna say that I've reached a plateau, because again, I think it's just maybe my time in my cycle where I hold more weight more consistently, because I've, even though I go up and down on my eat and non-eat days, I'm like creeping up again. So I don't know, and I feel really heavy again. But I mean, this is normally how I feel on the days after my eat days. So I don't know, I'm gonna fast today. I feel like that's gonna work out okay for me, and we'll see where I'm at tomorrow. We'll see if I have one of those days eventually where I just kind of drop all the water weight. But so far, hasn't happened, so we'll see if today is that day. And so we'll see tomorrow. Okay, so it's Friday, July 8th, and it's about 6:30 in the morning, so I'm back to being on time. I normally would have a, well, I want to start getting done by 6, but you know, whatever. This is earlier than some of my other days. Normally, I would have a call with my boss, but we talked yesterday, so I don't have a call this morning, but I'm gonna try to keep myself productive today. Anyway, diet news. So, yeah, I was like up to like 154 yesterday, which is where I think higher than I had been whenever I weighed in like last week. I'm starting to feel lighter again. Like, so yeah, like the past few days, I've just felt heavy. Not necessarily bloated, but just, I don't know, you know, but I felt heavier. And even after my last fast day, it didn't feel like I had even fasted. It was just weird. But I fasted yesterday, and I did feel more fasted this morning, I guess. I don't really know how to explain the feeling of it, but not as much as like when I first started, but I just felt a little bit lighter today. And then when I weighed myself, I had gone down like 4 pounds since yesterday. Like, I don't get it how I can lose 4 pounds in a day. But it is what it is. And so yeah, so now I'm down to like 150 point something, and it's an eating day, and I'm not hungry right now, which is so crazy because I will say last night was probably the hardest night for me fasting so far. And I just remember, like, so my roommate was eating like all night, and I just remember like wanting so badly to eat like some of the popcorn he was eating, or, you know, like whatever. But I felt like I'd finally gotten over it, and I was about to fall asleep, and I ended up like passing out while we were watching TV. And then I just kept, you know how like you're half asleep and you keep, like, you kind of like wake up over and over again and then just pass back out. I kept doing that, and it was like every time I woke up, he was eating some, and how was I even laying? Like, it was like the food was right next to my face, it seemed like. Like, I woke up one time and he was like eating an orange. I woke up another time and he had this bowl of popcorn like right next to my face. Like, just, and I was so tired, but I also like wanted so badly to eat some of that popcorn, but I was so tired that, yeah, so I ended up like getting up and going in my bed and falling asleep. So then after I fell asleep, it was fine. Like, fell asleep in my bed. But yeah, I will say last night was a little tougher. It was probably the toughest night so far. But one thing that got me through it was, we were talking last night, and he's like, man, we had gotten Taco Bell last weekend on Saturday, and he was like, man, that Taco Bell was just so good. And he's like, if I eat it regularly, it doesn't taste that good, but since I haven't had it in a while, it was just so good to me. And so I was like, okay, well, I eat tomorrow, we can go get some Taco Bell. So that kind of like kept me going, because I was like, it's okay, just, you know, stick to this so we can see what happens, and you can have Taco Bell tomorrow. So I think tonight we are gonna get Taco Bell, and I don't know what I'm gonna eat today. As of right now, I'm not super hungry. You know, we always have sushi for lunch, but like, I don't know that I'm actually I'm not craving anything. So I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'm sure I'll get hungry later. I'll probably get hungry here in a couple of hours, but I will probably go get some lunch somewhere. Probably sushi, but we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I'm glad, like, after like holding and feeling bigger for like a few days, I'm I'm starting to feel kind of leaner again. I've also got a lot more energy. So yeah, like my little home workout yesterday. So I don't remember if it was like a week or 2 weeks before, I was saying that like the workouts were hard. I wasn't motivated. I didn't want to go get my steps. I didn't want to do my workout at home. The last couple of days, like I've been more motivated and it hasn't felt like a struggle for me. So I think the motivation for that definitely is cyclical. And so I'm glad I pushed myself to do it on those days, but then I'm also like thrilled that today it's going to be super easy and I'm kind of looking forward to doing it. And yeah, so I'm going to go inside, make my coffee, do my little workout, try to get a little bit of work done, take some recycling. Like, I don't have anything due today, and this is like the worst. Like, I'm not very self-motivated, and that's what I've been working on like the past 2 or 3 years, especially since I've started working from home, is to try to keep myself self-motivated to have a plan. So even when I don't have like a solid deadline looming over me like I did last week, that I can keep moving forward and keep working. So I've got a to-do list, and so I've got a couple things planned because my day is a little bit more flexible today. I'm going to go take recycling, then probably go eat lunch. I usually stay at home for lunch, but I've also got some other things planned for work that I want to try to get done today. So hopefully it'll be a productive day. I will post, whatever we decide to eat, and we'll see how my weight is tomorrow, and then how my weight is on Sunday. We'll see if I end up losing any weight this week. Are you gonna do the cheerleading for the little mask? Thank you. Okay, so it's Saturday, July 9th, 2022. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and sorry, dump truck's letting me by. It's about 10 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just now headed to the gym. I slept in today, and just because it's Saturday and I felt like why not, but every time I sleep in like this, I always regret it because I don't feel like the sleep that I gained was that beneficial, and I've just been kind of like just taking it slow and like just not doing anything that's benefiting me at all in the morning. So I wish I would have gotten up, because I actually woke up at like 3:45 and I was pretty awake and I could have stayed awake, but I didn't. I went back to bed and slept until about 8. But yeah, no, I'm up now and around, and gonna try to make this Saturday productive, because yesterday was not super productive for me, and I ate a lot of food yesterday, but I don't feel bad about it because since I've been fasting, I don't feel bad about having a day where I eat a ton of bad food. And it was weird because I wasn't even craving bad food yesterday, but we went out and got sushi. We went to the movies because my roommate wanted to see the Thor movie. And I don't know, we're just kind of like giving up on going to movies anymore, I think, because movies are just, I mean, I don't know, sorry if you love the Thor movie, but I just don't think like almost any movies or television that have been coming out over the last couple of years have been good. It seems like the writing is lazy. I don't feel connected to the stories. I don't it's just something feels lacking about almost everything that I've seen. And the Thor movies seem that way to me. It was just like they threw in a bunch of things, and I haven't seen the other Thor movies, so I wasn't like, you know, maybe if I'd seen all of the other movies, I would have felt more connected to the storyline, but it just seemed like they were just trying to get a lot of cheap laughs, and it worked. There were people in there laughing, but I don't know. After that, my roommate was like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to go to the movies anymore. We could have watched, you know, waited and just watched it at home, or, you know, not wasted 2 hours of our lives there. And we got a big popcorn, and he ate a ton of candy, and I wasn't gonna eat any candy, but I ended up eating some of his candy. So yeah, I had a popcorn, candy, and then later on we did end up getting Taco Bell. Like, even though I wasn't super hungry, I'd had Taco Bell in my mind, and so we got Taco Bell, and then I also was like, you know what, while I'm going all out, let me get a Subway sandwich. And so I had like I actually got a foot long because I don't know, I just thought I could eat a foot long, but I ended up just eating half of it, and then eating Taco Bell, and then just passing out and waking up today. But yeah, today will be a fast day. I'm definitely feeling like fasting for sure. Definitely feeling full from yesterday, and so I think that'll be cool. And I'll hopefully getting to the gym today will spur me to get moving and be productive when I get home, because I've just been feeling pretty lazy this morning. What else? I felt like I was gonna say something else. Oh yeah. I just want to make note of this. So this happened last month before I started fasting. I think it was like a week or two before I started the fast. But last month, all of a sudden, one morning, I felt like a little bit of a pain in my right thigh, on the top side of my right thigh. And like I've mentioned this before, I don't normally have pain. And so any pain in my body, I immediately recognize it, because I don't feel like I normally have pain. And it's not that I'm like that it's like, oh my God, it hurts so bad, but it's like I definitely am. I can notice when there's something weird going on in my body, I think. And so yeah, I thought it was weird, but normally, you know, when little things happen, they go away pretty quickly. So I thought, okay, well, this will just go away. But it was like even like kind of tender to the touch, but like there was no redness, there was no bruising. Like it was just kind of a small pain in my leg, but that was noticeable. And then it was like for like 4 or 5 days, it was like just pain in my body. It was just like, I don't know how to explain it, but just like, I don't know. I felt like it was in my arms at one point, and like in my lower legs, but like not enough to like debilitate me by any means, but just something noticeable. And I just, you know, I was kind of thinking like, I tried Googling some things, and I didn't really know exactly how to explain it in a way to Google it, and I didn't really come up with anything. So I'm like, you know what, let me just wait and maybe it'll go away. And it did, but it did take a few days. And so I thought, okay, well, that was weird, but this is over. And yesterday it started again, but in my left leg and on the back side. So on the back side of my left thigh. It was the same thing exactly. Like I notice a pain even when I'm like not moving or touching it, just like a mild pain, but like also a little bit tender to the touch, but not too bad, but just kind of like there. And again, like most of the time when I have pains like that, I'll like go to sleep, wake up, and it's gone. And it's still there today. And this time it's in the same spot. Like the other time it kind of like migrated, but this time it's still kind of in the same general area. But But yeah, I just want to make note of that, that's happening, whatever that is. Again, I don't think it's not related to the fasting because it happened before I ever started fasting, so not sure what that is. And it's not related to the bad food because it happened this time, like before I ate all the bad food yesterday. It was like in the morning it started. So yeah, I don't know what that's all about, but we'll see what happens and if it stays or if it goes away. Also, there's something that I typically notice like once a month, and I should know what this is because I've had biology when I was in undergrad, but whatever is on this side, is it my kidneys or my liver? Something that's on my right side, once a month it seems like I can feel that doing something. Like it's not necessarily that it hurts, but I just feel something with it, like a little bit of a dull pain. But I started feeling that this morning, just again noticing something in there, and I feel like that happens on occasion, typically like once a month. I don't know if it has to do with my cycle or what, but I was extremely thirsty last night, like really, really thirsty. And then this morning I noticed that I've got that pain on like kind of the right side on my, near my back. So anyway, just wanted to note that. But I'm about to go get my steps in and then get back home, and I want to try to, I have class this coming Thursday, so I want to try to get all my homework done this weekend, which is crazy because I've never been like the type of student to get my homework done ahead of time, and I've already got like almost all my problem sets done. I have one more question left, and then I have to do a case study, and I want to try to get ahead. I've been reading this book that we're supposed to have finished by the end of the class. I've been reading that while I've been working out, so I'm already getting like somewhat ahead. So I want to try to get all the way ahead today, and then try to get ahead on some of my work stuff tomorrow, and then maybe throw in some house cleaning stuff in the mix. But yeah, that's the plan for today, and I'm fasting, so shouldn't have any updates on my food. So I guess the next thing will be see how much I weigh tomorrow in the morning, and I'll do my check-in and my measurements and everything.